Okay, I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And there's so many things I want to talk about, and it feels like not enough time or just not enough willpower to do it. So I'm going to get coffee, and actually the place where I think about Leo the most is when I'm driving, because I guess I'm alone with my thoughts. And I also don't have to look at the camera, so there's less chance of me crying looking at this beautiful autumn foliage. So today I wanted to talk about being a friend to a woman who is in a high-risk pregnancy, has experienced a loss of any kind, what to say or what not to say. And again, these are all personal opinions. This is just one woman saying what happened to her and what she wished she would have heard throughout her pregnancy. I was in a high-risk pregnancy, and a lot of the times I was met with you're being a worrywart, or you're over dramatic, or you're overreacting, or you need to calm down. Not feeling validated in my feelings, especially. I get that when I found out what was happening, or what we thought was happening, I did a lot of Google searching, and that would scare me, and I'd call people with my upsetness, and that's what I was met with, that I needed to stop reading things on the internet and not having my feelings validated. So if you're one of those people who tells a pregnant mom, if it's high risk or not, that she is overreacting, I tell you, do not tell her that. What you tell her is, your feelings are valid. This is a really scary time. If you are worried, you should call your doctor, or you should call someone and talk about it. I'm here to listen to you, and let's talk this through, or, you know, I'm here if you need to cry. Not tell someone that they're overreacting, because you know what? In my case, I wasn't overreacting, and I should have been in a safe environment where people told me that you need to go to the doctors. I never felt like I could just pop into the doctors. I felt like it's going to cost too much money to go to the doctors. I would just be annoying to my doctors. I was never felt safe enough to do that. So I highly encourage, if you feel something is off, call, go in, do what you feel is right, not what everybody else is telling you. Another thing I heard a lot with my pregnancy with Leo was, everything's going to be fine. That's such a common go-to thing, and I get why people say that. People say everything's going to be okay because they want it to be that way. They're kind of wishing it into the realm to exist. But to be honest, looking back, I wish people wouldn't have told me that, because that made me, I believed them. And then after it happened, I was angry that so many people told me it was going to be all right when it wasn't all right. So to those people who say everything's going to be all right, hold it back, because I know I've had that instinct to tell people everything's going to be okay when you shouldn't. You need to, I found the best policy is honesty, and you can tell someone, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here for you no matter what happens, or, I'm hoping and wishing for the best outcome. And those things are okay to say too, that you're hoping and you're wishing, but never say things that you don't know to be true. If you don't know everything's going to be all right, don't say everything's going to be all right, because if something does happen, well, I was mildly upset at the people who told me those things, because it just wasn't true. Once I lost Leo, what not to say to people who have just experienced loss is, at least. If the first words that come out of your mouth are at least, just stop there, because there is no at least after you have lost a child. There's no at least you can have another baby, or at least you can get pregnant, or at least you have another child, or at least you have a husband that loves you, or yeah, just stop there. There is no at least. There is just devastation and heartbreak, and people want to fix something and make you feel better when really nothing in this world I have found made me feel better. So what I needed to hear is, I'm here when you're ready. You know, I have some really awesome friends who, for that first year, for a whole year, I was a shit person and didn't talk to anybody and couldn't see anybody, especially anybody with babies. And I became this dark hole, and all my friends waited for me to come to them. And that was amazing that they were willing to, when I was ready to go back to see them and to have conversations, they were ready and waiting. So waiting is a big part of it. Just listening, just being there to cry with, to feel it. Because you know what? The only way you're going to get through something like that is if you feel every single thing. If you have to ride the wave. And for someone who says time heals all wounds, I didn't like that a lot. It doesn't heal the wound, but you find a way to live with yourself and to move forward, and to tell someone, you know, you're never going to move on from this, but you will move forward. And it's your choice. I don't like the people who say everything happens for a reason. Oh, don't ever, ever, ever say everything happens for a reason. I hate that. There's no reason in my book that this happened to me. And all the good things that have happened afterwards, those were all because of not predestined. Those were all my choices of what I chose to do with my grief. And, you know, I deserve the credit for that, not some predestined thing. In my opinion, it still didn't need to happen. Like, I don't like the people who say, you know, you wouldn't have Ben and Grace if you wouldn't have lost Leo. Like, that doesn't make me feel better. That doesn't. That makes me feel like Ben and Grace matter more than Leo, and that's not true. Like, you can't replace children that way. Oh, you lost your mom, but at least you got a stepmom. Like, no, that's not how that works. So don't say that. Asking questions is okay. I actually prefer that. Instead of trying to fix things, how about asking questions to help someone process or to take a true interest? Like, you know, do you want to talk about Leo? Or if you really don't know anything, but you just learned I lost a child, asking what the name is, asking how big he was, you know, how long was the labor. If I'm willing and open to talk about that I lost a child, I think I might be willing. And I would stop you if I get too uncomfortable, or you could probably see cues, be like, okay, I think she wants me to stop, or ask, you know, do you want me to stop talking about this? But I'd rather that than you trying to like fix my pain, because you cannot fix my pain. But by helping me process and talk about him, that helps more in the long run. A touchy subject too with what people say is religious things. I know people find religion to be comforting. A lot of people do, and I am so grateful that people have that to hold on to, and that can help you. It's an amazing comfort. I see that in so many people. But if you do not know the person well enough to know their religious background, do not say anything religious to the person, because that can really upset someone if they don't fully believe in that way, and that's not going to bring them comfort. The only way you bring up religion is if you know that person well enough, and you know for a fact that saying those things will bring them sense of comfort. But when in doubt, just don't bring up religion to somebody, because it can really anger someone. Because think about it, like you've just had your whole world broken, and it's going to take them to find that sense of comfort in God or Jesus or whatever religion they practice. That's going to take them getting there, not someone telling them about it, in my opinion. Because it shakes you spiritually. Because, like, literally the worst thing in the world just happened to you. And you're questioning, why you? Why did this happen? Why did God, or who took your baby? Or why did this have to happen? And all those questions. And people are coming at you with all these other religious things. And it's a hard battle to face. And so when in doubt, just don't talk about religion to someone who's just lost a baby, in my opinion. So in summary, be truthful. If you don't know something, what's going to happen next, don't say it. Be there, no matter if you have to wait a year or if the person needs you now and they ask you to be there. Be there. Like, I don't care how far you live, you find a way to get to the person by any means necessary if they need you. A lot of it's just listening or inquiring, and it's okay to say, stop me if you want me to stop. Like, but you aren't going to fix it. Those are my experiences and takes on what to say to someone who is in high risk or who has lost a child. I'm almost at my coffee destination, and I'm hoping to do another video soon, so I will talk to you later.